Hi, Sandy Steinman here, President of Background Checks Express, your one-stop source for accessible, accurate, and affordable background checking. As we discussed in our last video, we're about to begin a study of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. When this law was passed originally in 1970, it was meant to promote confidentiality and privacy and accuracy regarding information gathered about consumers primarily in the credit reporting realm. But as employers' use of background checks became more frequent, the law was amended in 1996 to take into consideration the use of consumer reports for employment purposes and to provide greater protection to consumers. So you might ask, well, why in the world as an employer do I need to know about the Fair Credit Reporting Act? Oh, there's a lot of reasons, but let me give you one of the most recent. Whole Foods, a large chain of grocery stores, recently found itself the subject of a class action lawsuit because they modified a form called the Disclosure and Release Form, which is required by the law. And it's very specific, and we'll discuss it in a later video. But win or lose, and employers lose the majority of these cases, it is going to be a very expensive lesson for the company and its shareholders. Of course, there's always a silver lining, and that's especially true if you're an attorney in this case. Other than that, not so much. It's also a lesson that they could well have avoided if they had a background checking company to ensure that they were Fair Credit Reporting Act compliant, because that's what we do. So let's start out by looking at some important definitions that are found in the law. Let's look at the term consumer report, because that's where it all starts. The FCRA defines a consumer report as a report prepared by a consumer reporting agency that consists of any written, oral, or other communication pertaining to the applicant's or employee's creditworthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, general reputation, personal characteristics, or mode of living, if this information is to be used or collected for employment purposes. In other words, a background check. Now, within the law, there's a difference between a consumer report and an investigative consumer report, although they both come under the law. An investigative consumer report is a special type of consumer report when the information is gathered through personal interviews, by phone or in person, of neighbors, friends, or associates of the employee or applicant reported on, or from other people who may have knowledge about information bearing on the applicant's or employee's creditworthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, general reputation, or personal characteristics, or mode of living, if this information is used or expected to be used for employment purposes. Okay, we've defined consumer reports, and by now I expect your eyes are spinning around, and that's probably enough for today. Next week, we'll look deeper into the law and we'll explore some of the terms that we've heard today. If you're an employer, I hope you'll follow this series of videos, because what you learn here could well keep you out of court, and that's our mission. If you have any question about the Fair Credit Reporting Act or any of the other videos that have come before this, just feel free to call me at 844-SCREEN-NOW. That's 844-727-3366. In the meanwhile, be safe, hire safe, and I'll see you in the next video.